you know what, everyone plays by the rules that they have created based on their value systems, based on the belief systems that they have grown up with, and the judgments created in their head. And this goes fine as long as they're working as individuals. But when you're working in an institution where you have other people as well, you realize that everyone has their own set of rules in their head and they live by those rules. Now, in absence of common rules that define your conduct and what you should be doing, everyone continues to start using their own set of rules, and when one person's rules do not match with the other person, it becomes a frustrating situation. I start becoming frustrated as to why those people are not working like this. Why aren't they doing something which is appropriate? But that's appropriate as per your set of rules. The funny thing is that even they are thinking the same about you. It all goes fine until everything is hunky-dory. Even when there are conflicts, they are in acceptance and they say, oh, jane do, let it be. The problem occurs in times of stress, when things are not going how they should be going. And that is when people resort to situations which may be uncalled for. And this is when it's like each one to his own. And this is the reason why every institution needs to have rules defined, because the two things that the rules do. One is it brings everyone to the level playing field. There is no one superior or inferior than the other. Everyone is treated as equal. Everybody is governed by the same rules. Second is your conduct in expected situations is predefined. You have rules that must govern your conduct and ensure that expected outcomes in every situation. And which is why when you look at the multinational organizations, not everybody is permitted to go and represent, speak in public about the organization. There are things that you can do, there are things that you cannot do. And that is irrespective of the level that you may be working at. The question is, who makes these rules? When do you make these rules and for what? The best time to make these rules, in my opinion, is during the inception of an organization. When the partners are coming together, when the co-founding team is sitting together, when there is an investor and investee, the leadership team, they sit down together and define the rules by which everyone will operate. Who will do what? What are their duties? What are the responsibilities? And who takes a call in a certain situation? That is all predefined. What happens when the customer escalates? What happens when there is a situation of cash flow? And what happens when there is a personal challenge in one of the co-founders' life? All these situations are thought of, preempted, and rules are made as to what will be the expected conduct at that point in time. And the reason you would make these rules is because you do not want any surprises. You have defined the rules on the basis of the ethos of the organization. You have defined the rules on the basis of the value of the organization. You have defined the rules on the basis of what and how your organization needs to be represented in the minds of the audience in front. And the reason to do that initially itself is because you are thinking about the organization. You are thinking about the growth of the organization. You are logical and rational at that point in time to consider what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. You are also at a point in time when you are reasonable with each other and you are receptive to each other's ideas. So that's the best time to create the fundamental basis which will formulate the foundation of the organization. Assume that your organization will become a large organization. When you're starting, we make a mistake of thinking that, abhi to shuruaat hai, this is just the beginning. We'll see when it grows. That's not the thing. Assume that your organization is going to grow. Assume that there'll be millions of dollars that you'll be dealing with. Assume that there'll be situations that will occur during the lifetime of the organization. And it is extremely important that you make the rules, because that will define not just the success of your organization, but also the longevity of the organization, the duration of which in all probability is going to be longer than the life of the individuals.